I will put the thumbnail up later on, but I decided I wanted to talk about this. I just wanted to give my interpretation of this, give my, my humble opinion. So, in case you guys don't know, there's a story that went viral because it always ends up being viral one way or another. But how many times have I warned you about this dude and asked a lot of you celebrities to stop talking to this dude? But in case you guys don't know, Marlon Wayans and DJ got into it. You got, DJ Vlad Rally, the informant, aka the instigator, got into it because I guess he reached out to Marlon Wayans and asked Marlon Wayans to make an appearance on his platform. And apparently Marlon Wayans wanted $40,000, which, by the way, that's a absurd number to ask for to do an interview. Whether that's his price or whatever the case may be, I have a right to say that's absurd. At the end of the day, when it comes to trying to get celebrities on your platform, that's one of the problems you run into, because some of them ask for extreme amounts of money. Like one dude told me that I should try to get Jaguar, right? The funny thing was, I actually did reach out to Jaguar, right, to try to get her on my channel, but this was a while ago. We couldn't come to a amount that was satisfying for both of us, so I just let it go. So actually, I did try to get her on my channel, and that just comes with the territory. That comes with the territory. But DJ Vlad has got rich off of exploiting and instigating black people and black culture. And I beg people to stop talking to this dude. Because one, a lot of times he speaks on stuff he shouldn't be speaking on. Once again, he's a foreigner. He's not from this country. He's a foreigner. He's an immigrant. Dudes like him, they don't have no right to speak on things that's going on in our community, and nobody cares about him being laid up with some black bed wench. I get tired of people thinking they can, speak on black issues because they sleeping with a black person. At the end of the day, you still not black. That's pretty much the whole premise of his platform. It's instigating and stereotyping, playing in stigmas about black people. He admitted that he only cared about black people for the most part that's into shit. He has a infatuation with primarily black street culture. And then at the same time, he be getting these dudes basically to implicate themselves in, stuff that they shouldn't be talking about. And he's known for doing that. Him and a few other people. Him, the Adam 22s, guys like that. Now, Marlon Wayans, I'm going to say this about the Wayans brothers, and particularly Marlon and Sean. I've kind of had an up and down, you know what I'm saying, history with them, because I feel like they play into stereotypes too about black people. And I feel like they part of the problem to a certain degree. They think everything is funny, just like Marlon Wayans when that stuff went down in Alabama. Basically at that, at that place, where them people got into it with those racists and they had to beat their ass. Marlon Wayans tried to make a stupid joke and tried to make light of what happened. And I was just like, man, you got to be kidding me. And then people roasted him. Then, of course, he tried to backtrack because people started cooking him. Like, everything ain't made to be, a joke out of. And that's what these dudes got to understand. Everything ain't meant to, make a joke out of. And then if you look at some of the stuff, some of the material that the Wayans brothers have put out, it's just like, because it was this one scene they had in White Chicks that like really bothered me. Maybe I'll talk about that in another video. But Marlon Wayans, as far as this, I'm gonna side with him as far as DJ Vlad go. But here's the thing, though. Now you wanna tell people to stop coming on his platform. Godfrey and Lord Jamar saw the light in him a long time ago and saw what he was all about, which is exploiting black people and black culture. I gotta say this much: I was disappointed. I wish Tariq Nasheed hadn't went on this platform. Yeah, I know he pays people and stuff, but at the end of the day, all money ain't good money. And I wish Bill wouldn't have went on there. I remember Bill told me he went on this platform. I told Bill I would never talk to DJ Vlad. I don't care how much money he paid me. I don't care if he offered me $400,000 to come on this show. I just got my pride and I just got my integrity, and I'm not gonna let that dude make a penny off of me, because like I said, he is a culture vulture. If people wonder why this dude be speaking on stuff he ain't got no business speaking on, it's because you go on this platform and talk about intimate stuff that should remain conversation in the black community. He an outsider. He's a colonizer. He's mixed company. And then if you go on this platform and you feel like he didn't got out of line, he didn't overstepped his boundary, you will tell him, oh, well, you're not part of the culture. Well, stop going on this channel, please. I have tried to reach out to celebrities and ask them to come on my panel, do interviews, do panels with me, do interviews or conversations. So, sometimes, and a lot of times, some of them don't be charging me, or they ask for a little bit of money. But the thing is, when they want to do these things, it doesn't comply with my schedule. People be wanting to do interviews Tuesday at 12 p.m. I can't do it because I'm at work. So, it's a slippery slope. So you got to understand, when you're doing content, if you have a smaller profile and stuff in a smaller channel, you don't have, you may not have $5,000 to $10,000 to give somebody to do an interview, which to me, I feel like this. I feel if you have supported this person over the years and stuff, because at the end of the day, if they in a situation where they want to ask for that type of money for an interview, well, guess what? In all likelihood, you help put them there. And that's just my personal opinion. I always ask somebody, well, or for the most part, I really don't ask somebody. I just tell them that I'm willing to make it, a contribution and get that out the way. Some people say, hey, you don't have to do that. Some people be like, okay, well, just give me whatever you can. Some people be like, I have a set amount. Okay, so it's a slippery slope when it pertains to trying to get celebrities to do interviews with you and stuff. It's a real slippery slope. But I wouldn't pay nobody $40,000 for an interview. I don't care who they is. But I don't even think Marlon Wayans really charged that much. I think he probably was trying to do it to him, because he know the dude is a view trick. Because he be tricking for views and stuff, and he tricked for interviews and stuff. So like I said before, it's a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope. It's hit or miss. Ice Cube didn't charge me. Daryl Chill Mitchell didn't charge me. Flex Alexander didn't charge me. So you have to understand, when you want to do one-on-ones with LeBron James, you got to go through several people. And they're going to have a set amount how much they're going to charge you to do it. And some people just don't have the resources. That's fact. You know? You have some people that just say, hey, I don't pay nobody for interviews. That's just my model. Shannon Sharp say he don't pay nobody. He say the only thing he'll do, he'll cover your flight to get you there to do the interview, and that's pretty much it. He said flat out he don't pay nobody. So, you know. But for years, I would look at DJ Vlad's platform. You already know what he gonna ask somebody. When I see dudes like Lil Daryl Mitchell, when I see Bill on there, I already know what he want to talk to them about. And he's part of the problem. And then sometimes the interview is part of the problem. Because you help continue to put labels on black people. And this is why, to a certain degree, I feel like I've outgrown talking about the streets on a regular basis. Yeah, I come from that environment. I've seen it. But then you have black people that sit up here and capitalize off that. That's why I don't respect a lot of these niggas and bitches that sat up here and built the channel bragging about how they was in and out of the pen and how they constantly did shiesty stuff to people. Was, you know, why would I support that? Because you part of the problem. Somebody that you could have finessed could have been somebody close to me. Somebody that you robbed could have been somebody close to me that didn't do nothing. So why would I sit up there and support somebody that celebrate being in and out of jail? That's just real talk. And there's quite a few of these black YouTubers on here that like celebrate, like proud that they was, you know, in the pen, proud that they was sitting up here stealing and robbing people. And, you know, you got dudes like DJ Vlad and Adam 22. They like that kind of stuff. And you go on their platform talking about that kind of stuff. One thing about me, I can talk about a whole bunch of different stuff. That's what made me who I am. I can switch from politics to sports to just random issues because I conditioned myself and built myself to be prepared for stuff like that. So, you know, in the grand scheme of things, I'm versatile. But like I said, a lot of you Negroes, you are part of the problem. And that's why I have an issue with dudes like Tyler Perry, the Wayans brothers, because I felt to a certain degree they hurt black people with some of the stuff they would be putting in their movies. I'm just going to say it. One of the biggest problems that kind of completely turned me off to the Wayans brothers was that scene in White Chicks. Now, they was dressed as the white girls, right? And they riding in the car, basically some hip hop come on. And then basically they saying the lyrics where the lyrics have the N-word in it. So then the girls who are actually white say, dang, I can't believe you said the N-word. Why y'all saying the N-word? So then basically they say, well, it's nobody around. So basically they encourage the white people, hey, they could have turned that scene into something important. They could have turned that scene into something monumental, but instead they played it to the stereotype. They basically made it seem like it's cool for white people to say the N-word when black people ain't around. So that I kind of was like, okay, they could have turned that scene into a serious learning curve, but they fucked it up. So then they basically continue singing the song, saying the N-word. And that's where a lot of times these people that are not black be thinking they could just go around blurting out the N-word. Because for some reason you have these Negroes that sit up here and be thinking they can speak on behalf of all black people. and say, oh, well, you can say it when I'm here. Well, here's the thing. You can't come around me and say it. And everybody ain't cool with non-black saying that word. But then, of course, you have black apologists who want to be apologists for every other group except black people, who only got smoke for black people, who only want to argue with black people, who have no backbone. And to me, you guys are cowards. So when I saw that scene in White Chicks, I was just shaking my head. I was like, wow, you had a chance. Listen, I know you got a comical movie going on, but you could have took the chance to have a serious moment. That's what could have made the movie stand out, but you just played it to the typical stereotypes of black people, and you made black people look weak. Then not to mention all them homosexual innuendos you seem to have a fetish with, Marlon Wayans, that you seem to put in your movies. You have this obsession. Just gotta be said. Just gotta be said. I'm the dude to say it, because I don't be worried about nobody. One part of me understand what Marlon Wayans is saying, but it might be due to the fact that he might be the wrong guy. Because Marlon Wayans got a history of throwing black people under the bus. And when he tried to make fun of the situation that happened in Alabama, you know, at that boathouse, you know, not at the boathouse, at that, I forgot what you call that place. When he tried to make light of that, I was just like, dude, you sound stupid. Everything ain't meant to be made a fucking joke out of. Sometimes be serious. Them people were victims of racism. And that's the thing. You know why? A lot of white people are getting more bolder, wanting to demonstrate blatant racism toward black people, because you got black people basically okaying it. And that's the problem. That's the problem. You got a lot of black people okaying that stuff. Black people only want to fight the good fight to protect other people. I wish we had that same love and that same code as every other group got. Just like you got a bunch of these dumbass coons sitting up here once again attacking Devin Haney. People love to tell black people we supposed to walk away from something. They always tell us we supposed to just sit up there and take it. But when these white boys fight, when these Mexicans fight, when these non-blacks fight, oh, they just protecting themselves. They love to change the narrative. Now, I put out a video making a scenario, creating a scenario where it's like, okay, well, here's Caleb Plant. He got some people that's with him jumping on somebody because apparently they tried to approach Caleb Plant. But everybody was like, oh, Caleb Plant is a real one. Caleb Plant is a real one. Oh, Caleb Plant is, yeah, he got street cred. But then because Devin Haney beat up some drunk ass Mexican, all of a sudden Devin Haney's a wannabe tough guy. Oh, Devin Haney wrong. They always tell us we supposed to ignore everybody. We the only ones, like I say, that's shamed for trying to defend ourselves. We're ashamed if we try to defend our women. We're ashamed if we try to defend ourselves. We can't win for losing. And then if we don't, and then there's situations if we don't defend ourselves, then people say we're cowards. Just like you got some people like, and I'm just going to say this on a side note. As far as Serena Williams claiming that she was a victim of racism in France, that's her husband's job. And as usual, he didn't say shit. Nobody called him out for basically not calling out the restaurant, going in, talking about that his wife was discriminated against. He says nothing. He says nothing because the dude is a coward. But then you got people that put that dude on a pedestal. So I just laugh. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. So it ain't our job to defend. It ain't our job to defend Serena Williams. She chose to procreate and marry that dude. That's his job. Let him defend her. I ain't defending and taking up for Serena Williams. You've been hollering about racism for years. You holler about racism for years. How you been a victim of racism and how you've been mistreated. And you feel like some of the things that went on in your career where you might have not got the big time endorsements was because of your skin color. Well, you turned around and married the enemy. You married your oppressor. So that's why I don't take these niggas serious, these ones that be always talking that super militant pro-black stuff. You'll sit up there, when I was little, I got called a nigger. I got chased by white people. I got jumped by white people. But then you sat up there and married a white woman. Or you sat up there and married a white man. If you don't get your ass out of here. So I don't want to hear that. So I don't want to hear that, man. I don't want to hear that. Tell Serena to tell her white husband to defend her. I know, Godfrey, I know you was trying to, take up for her, but Godfrey, it ain't your job. Don't defend Serena Williams, because Serena Williams then attacked and threw black men under the bus on several occasions, or took shots at black men on several occasions. So let her white husband, her white colonizing husband, take up for her. Oh, I forgot. He didn't. He won't. We don't. So like I said before, it's damned if you do, it's damned if you don't. But, but getting back to the DJ Blast situation, this dude been doing this for years. Like I said before, y'all black people are the problem. How many times have I told y'all we shouldn't be having certain conversations that's going on in our community, because a lot of times people act like they care, but then they'll try to use it against us when we basically fighting for something. They'll try to say, well, see, look what's going on. See, they got this, they got that going on. Just like when we talk about police brutality. The first thing that come out their mouth is, well, what about black on black crime? That's the first thing that come out their mouth. You didn't had people that are non-black trying to co-op us. When we were sitting up talking about George Floyd and police brutality and the mistreatment of black people, you had non-blacks sitting up there talking that, well, what about black on black crime? But what about Asian on Asian crime? What about Mexican on Mexican crime? What about whatever form of non-black, crime? Y'all be blowing each other away just like everybody else. So don't sit up here and make it look like it's just something that's going on in our community. But the problem is they just highlight it. They make it, one thing you got to understand with black people, they enhance something. They make it worse than what it really is. Just like they making this Devin Haney thing worse than what it really is. It was some goofy ass drunk Mexican probably came up there calling him the N-word. He got exactly what was coming to his punk ass. All this stuff about, oh, well, they couldn't even knock him out. Man, get out of here with that. And then what if they would have knocked him out? Then y'all will be complaining about that. Like I said, he got what was coming to him. Leave people alone. Leave people alone. Keep your opinions to yourself. But it probably was a setup. And then I saw one dude sitting up here, man, you showing it, man, you started to show that you were op. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. You started to show, man, that you were op. Because I want to see the entire video. Because it looked to me like that video was edited. And of course, they always only put out the part where it looked like the person that threw the punch was basically in the wrong. You got to understand something. You could easily audit a video. You know what I'm saying? You could easily edit a video and put the part on there that you want people to see if you pushing a certain narrative. It's easy to do that. Anybody could edit a video and make it look like whatever their interpretation is, that's the interpretation. You see that on a regular basis. Just like you got these idiots, these black content creators trying to make videos talking about that Terrence Crawford lost that fight. And Terrence Crawford clearly won that fight. But because people hate Terrence Crawford and despise him so much, they're going to put out an agenda. You can interpret something any way you want to. If you listen, George Costanza said it best. It's not a lie if you really believe it. And some people really believe they lies. Like I said before. So as far as Marlon Wayans go, he's right about DJ Vlad, but as far as him being credible, that's the problem. Because he has a questionable history. You know? You know? He got a questionable history. But I was just thinking, like, damn, dude, you charge $40,000 for an interview? No wonder, no wonder you ain't on no platforms. No wonder you hardly on any platforms. I think that's just an absurd number, like to ask somebody to pay you for a 1 hour interview. I understand if you want them to do a show or something, that's a different story. You want $40,000 to do. I understand if you want them to, perform or something like that. That's a different story. You want them to do a show or something at a full-fledged arena and you paying them $40,000. Yeah, okay, fine. But just to do an interview, a 30-minute to 1 hour interview, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. So I thought to myself, I was like, I don't know about that. I think he might have been just trying to see could he finesse him. And I guess dude got mad and he was sitting up there saying that, he have been relevant since, the early 2000s. Marlon Wayans has been putting out stuff. He been putting out stuff. I think to a certain degree, Marlon Wayans, I feel like he'd be a little more versatile in some of the stuff he puts out. I feel like he do the same thing. I think it's a complete, I think it's a repeat cycle with him. And that's the problem with Marlon Wayans. I think it's a repeat cycle. Him, Kevin Hart, and of course Tyler Perry, because if it was up to Tyler Perry, there's no such thing as any good black man. And if they are, they into some weirdo shit. So, I mean, there you have it. But DJ Vlad, he a long time culture vulture. Oh, and I want to say this, and if you ain't black, you need to stay out of this because this ain't none of your goddamn business. Don't come on here and give me your opinion on DJ Vlad because this don't concern you. This black people stuff. Worry about what's going on in your community. Stay out of black people business. Because as of today, I'm gonna start really like pushing that line. Black people got to stop having conversations pertaining to what's going on in the community. Black people got to stop trusting everybody. If they don't look like us, they not us. And they shouldn't be trusted. Even though you can't trust a lot of black people, but still, you can't trust them even more. First of all, you got to understand something. Nobody don't do nothing for black people just out of the kindness of their heart. It's always something in it for them. They always have an angle. And y'all need to remember that. DJ Vlad pay people all the time for interviews, so he a damn lie. DJ Vlad be paying people anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000, so he's lying. He just got through posting that somebody finessed him for some money for an interview, so he's lying. But anyway, Got to get ready to start my shift. Be back with more later on. It's your boy Tan. I'm out.